Hello and welcome to Multiverse Tarot. Happy New Year, Gemini. All right, I hope you're ready for this new year to begin. This is the January 2008 Gemini horoscope and tarot card reading. This is good for Gemini, Sun, Moon, or Rising. This month I'm doing things a little in a slightly different format, and there will be more tarot cards pulled. Thank you to all of my new subscribers. There are some great things coming in this new year. And some of you have asked, I'm using the Rider-Waite deck of tarot. Okay, so what does the new year have in store? January 1st, there's a full moon in Cancer happening in your second house of income, money, and self-esteem. This is an interesting energy to kick off the year. Look for a sentimental attachment to objects, especially those inherited from family or linked with the memory of key people from your life. You will be doing an assessment of your financial life, thinking about what you want to do to make money in this coming year. And you may be starting to make money in a new way. Services connected to the moon are pub or hotel work, childcare, housing, and real estate, and even work at sea. What is key here is that you realize that you have some additional gift or skill, and that you go ahead and use it. For some of you, this will simply come out as a sincere gratitude for everything that you have in your life already, cherishing the things that help make you, well, simply you. All right, let's pull a card regarding this. The full moon in Cancer for Gemini in the second house of income. And we have the Seven of Cups card. What lays out before you are the opportunity to make money in a variety of different ways at this time. Maybe there's an old way you were making money that will be reignited. And there's also potential to be making money in all different kinds of avenues for you right now. This new moon in your second house of financial, of your income, is opening some doors and maybe leading you to finally look outside of established patterns that you have already set in place, to be able to see that there are other ways and means in which you could be supporting yourself. Okay. So then on January 12th, Mercury's on the move. After being retrograde last month, this energy will be much lighter. It is moving forward in your 8th house of mystery, transformation, and other people's money. Joining an already crowded sector there, we've got Pluto, Saturn, the Sun, Venus, and now Mercury. And okay, so Mercury is the planet of communications, and the 8th house entices curious Mercury to explore and learn from what is hidden, to solve the mysteries, to ferret out secrets, and probe into things less obvious in life in search of the bottom line, in search of the truth. Look for this energy to be strong until the 12th, through the 16th, and on into the month. But of course, the 8th house will bring up issues of money. Time to get your money in order. And for some of you, this will be getting more savvy and turning over a new leaf. For others of you, Mercury in the 8th could bring a fascination for the mysteries of sex and death. Both subjects will be something to savor and inspect. If you are signing inheritance paperwork at this time, please read and reread very carefully. Okay, now let's pull a card for Mercury joining into that 8th house for Gemini. All right, so we have the Six of Pentacles here. For some of you, there could actually be money changing hands in regards to an inheritance, money that's come to you. But this is the little piece of information that's being passed from the central figure to the smaller figures is usually seen as money. But as in some regards, this is actually information, the private information that you're looking out and you're ferreting out and getting. You're actually going to come to some conclusions, and there's an older person from your life, potentially a grandfather figure, who will have information for you that will change your mind in regards to things that you thought were a certain way and they really aren't. There is some sort of a family secret, and the family secret could revolve around money. All right, very interesting there. So on January 16th, 2018, add one more celestial body to your 8th house. Hi, Kitty. The new moon is happening in your 8th house as well, joining all other bodies already there. Pluto, Saturn, the Sun, Venus, Mercury, and now the moon too. This is all happening in Capricorn. This just is bringing a spotlight to a new aspect of the energy we were just discussing. This theme is here to stay for at least 2.5 years for you. The Sun, Venus, Mercury, and the Moon will be moving on soon, but Pluto and Saturn will be staying here. The new moon in the 8th is asking you to turn over a new leaf now. Reassess your finances. Pay your taxes early. Or you may have already done this. Loans, mortgages, investment portfolios. With this energy, this could manifest as the ability to sense evolving social currents, especially subtle economic or business trends. Take this knowledge and plug it into the stock market in a savvy way. This could lead to long-term investments that create a financial base to operate from. But this will not just bring up financial security issues, it will bring up emotional security issues. It could cause sex or intimacy to be sought primarily for emotional security as a way of forgetting the struggles of the world. You are very attentive to your partner's needs, but this could bring up long-term trust issues. Whether you have issues trusting someone or others have issues trusting you, look for those issues to come up at this time. But this could, it's an obvious time to get to the bottom of where these feelings are coming from. Okay, now let's pull a card for the new moon in the 8th house for Gemini. Okay, and we have the 5 of Wands. This is you taking your savvy business trends, spotting techniques, and putting it out there. This is you taking information and taking your own abilities to another level of actually interacting, of actually competing with people who do this already. And this is a really good energy of you actually getting yourself on to the playing field instead of sitting at the sidelines, all right? So on January 18th, Venus moves into your 8th house of higher mind, publishing, and long-distance travel. Whether you are traveling at this time or planning travel, this is going to be about travel for pure pleasure. You want adventure. If it is a business trip, it will turn into pure pleasure. For some of you, this alignment could bring a new romance, possibly from someone overseas. If you are already coupled, look for the romance to turn up at this time. Also, if you have in-laws, this is a very favorable energy in order to connect to your in-laws. Maybe you have a strained relationship with them. Plan a dinner at this time and invite them over or take them out for a meal. Look to gain loads of favor in their eyes if you play this energy right. If you are a teacher, look for this time to be a very easy time to get your message across to your students. Utilize this energy to be able to connect with your students in a completely different way. For some of you, look to connect with your creativity. But through your creative expression, You are sharing your own philosophy of life. An example would be that you do a painting, but the painting is also exploring the things that you believe and the things that you see in life at this time. Okay, now let's pull a card for Venus. Moving into this 9th house for Gemini. Okay, and we have the Magician card, all right? Venus is a planet of love and beauty, and Venus is bringing you some really great energy, and it's time for you to take that and plug it into some subject that you've been wanting to study in a bigger way. Maybe you are already pursuing a higher education. This will be a time when you're actually very, very much in sync with your studies, and you actually want to learn more than is in the textbook. So look to be delving into those subject matters on the side and in your own time, all right? Venus is a really good energy here. Now that energy gets turned up even more when January 21st, the sun is moving into her 9th house of higher mind publishing and long distance travel. Venus and the sun together are creating a wonderful energy here. The energy to travel is coming in here again, but the motivation isn't just pure pleasure this time. You want to broaden your horizons. Maybe it's a pilgrimage or a spiritual journey that you're on or planning at this time. At least you will want to broaden your understanding and your perspective on life. This could come with a philosophical inquiry into the whys and wherefores of existence, esoteric and deeper meanings. Patterns from your personal sphere are all ignited by the sun in your 9th. Be careful because you could get too obsessed with the future. Try to keep yourself grounded and in the moment to enjoy this wonderful energy. Don't be so busy planning life and mapping out the future that you forget to live it. Suck out the marrow and really enjoy life. This is what this alignment, Venus and the sun, are asking you to do. Relax, slow down. Now let's pull a card for the sun in the 9th house for Gemini. Sun in the 9th house for Gemini. Okay, and we have the 9 of Pentacles. This is you relaxing in your garden, maybe like reading a book or delving into your own creative pursuits. Venus and the sun together are asking you just to take a moment, relax, and to really appreciate what you already have in your life, and don't be so obsessed with the future. The future is going to come whether you want it to or not. Maybe it's just about you being prepared to meet your own future. January 27th, we have Mars, and Mars is moving into your 7th house of relationships, contracts, and marriage. With the sun and Venus dance still going on, please be sure that you don't rush into marriage just to escape a less than favorable family situation. You will be trading one tyranny for another. But this Mars energy will take your relationship to a place where you both are in sync and stimulate and arouse your partner in just the right way. You may need much more reassurance of your worth in your partner's eyes or your new lover's eyes, and in any of your relationships, really, at work and within your friendships. Okay, now let's pull a card for Mars moving into the 7th house for Gemini. Okay, and we have the Star card. Okay, whatever relationships that you are engaging in at this time, the energy is actually just right for a change. Whether you are needing extra reassurance from your lover or not, is still, there's a part of you that is projecting something new and wonderful to the world. Maybe not new, something more that you've kept reserved and hidden inside, and you're ready and willing to let it come out and shine at this time. All right. January 31st, there is a lunar eclipse in Leo happening in your third house of siblings, communication, and local travel. The moon in the third craves knowledge for the security it brings to truly know how something works. For some of you, look for a fascination with archaeology, genealogy, or history at this time. If you are a public speaker, look to be able to sway the feelings of your audience. Now let's pull a card for this lunar eclipse in Leo, happening in the third house for Gemini. Okay, we've got the Six of Cups card. You are in a perfect position at this time to actually gather information that you've been wanting to complete and to fully understand. Well, the information is right there, and it's going to be coming at you, and it's now in your hands of what you're going to do with this information, how you're going to process it, how you're going to apply it to your own life. As a teacher or a public speaker, this is simply a wonderful pictogram of you, and the information you're imparting is the flower in your hand, passing it on to the others. But this craving for knowledge and the security that it brings is just a little game that you're playing with the universe at this time. You may be owed a karmic payback for a deed well done. That could come in at this time. It might not be money payback. It may be a favor or personal reaction from a friend. So that is the basics of the alignments for the month of January. And now we're going to pull a card for your health and your energy for the month of January. Your health and energy is riding high. There's actually something to celebrate. Maybe there was some sort of new health regime that you've put into place. Maybe you're off that pill that the doctor prescribed because your condition's gotten better. Whatever it is, it's cause for celebration. So look for the month of January to bring you a nice, good, robust health and energy to be able to tackle all of these issues that are going to come up for you this month. All right? Very good health and energy. Now, we're pulling a card for your career and your money. Your career and your money for January. And we have the Queen of Pentacles. The reality of your situation is placed firmly in your own hands. The response from the universe is going to come back depending on how much energy you are willing to actually give up and to put into place in order to make this happen. The career and the money, your career is in a pretty solid place, and there's not too much career or changeover going on. But that first, full moon on the 1st, that's bringing information in your second house. It's just time to look at your, I think a lot of people do this at the first of the year anyway, but go ahead and do this early. Look at your financial picture. Okay, now we're going to pull a card for family, love, and social for January 2018. Family, love, and social, and we have the 8 of Wands. There's going to be a lot of energy coming at you, more specifically in your friendship arenas. People who really want to make connections with you. There could be a new love interest coming in with that Mars alignment on the 27th. There's a high level of sexual energy going on there. If you are already coupled, look for that energy to turn up. But generally, your family and your love and your social life, they're going to have a few things that you're going to have to handle. People who may come to you for a favor, something of that nature, all right? Now, let's pull a card for your mind and your spirit for January 2018. Ooh, okay. A lot of activity going on in your 9th house this month, and we have the Knight of Swords. Your mind is very strong and on the roam, looking for new subject matters to tackle and to fully understand. The aspect of actually looking up this information is going to bring you levels of security that you didn't know that you even needed, but it's going to make you feel well in control of who you are and what you're up to right now. That's a really great energy. Okay, thank you so much for joining me this month, Gemini. I appreciate all the new subscribers and the likes and the shares, and I'm going to put the whole playlist for January here in the corner so you can access. And some of you have asked me about private readings. I will be setting that up in the very near future. For right now, please go ahead and enjoy these free videos, and I will be look for the February forecast to have some sort of information about how you can get a private reading from me. All right, I'll see you next month, Gemini. Make it a good one, 2018.
Amish Buddha Firmware.